Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Alexandra. I am so thrilled and happy you decided to click on this video. I hope you stick around for a while. Today I thought I would share with you my April wrap-up and my May TBR. And if some of you are wondering, Alexandra, what the hell? It's the middle of May. What May TBR? To that, the only answer that I have is that I have no idea what you're talking about. Middle of May? I don't know her. I mean, from what I know, May just started like 2 days ago. So again, I don't know what you're talking about. But if May just started, then April just ended. So let's talk about the books that I managed to read in April. The first one being Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I also included this book in my latest and first reading vlog ever, where I tried to finish all my current reads, and my brain, seeing how many books I have on the list, was like, want more? So I decided to start rereading the Illuminate files, and this one is the last book in that series. I think I gave this one a 4.5 stars. I'm not sure I mentioned my rating in my vlog, but yeah, overall the series is one of my favorites. It's one of those series that has a very interesting writing style. It has like multimedia throughout it, so it has pictures, it has chat logs, it has messages between the characters, and the series is about a little planet that one day gets attacked, and its inhabitants have no idea what's happening. They don't know why they're getting attacked, who is attacking them, and some of them managed to escape on some ships that were orbiting that planet. After escaping on, from what I remember, 3 different ships, they soon find out that one of the ships has a very, very contagious and dangerous virus. There is also an assault fleet following them and trying to liquidate them, and one of the other ships' navigating system, an AI system, is kind of not working properly. Even though I had a lot of books at that moment on my currently reading pile, I'm very glad that I decided to pick this one up again, because I feel like sometimes you just have to reread your favorite series so that you don't get into a reading slump. Then the next book that I finished in April was Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. And I cannot express how happy I am that I finally finished it. And more than that, not only finish it, but I did indeed love it. This is a book that takes as central themes the idea of dreams and dreamers, and talks in depth about how dreamers are just as important as mathematicians, physicians, or scientists. And it follows the protagonist, Laszlo Strange, who is, of course, a dreamer. And for as long as he can remember, he has been fascinated by the city of Weep. But what he doesn't know is the real name of the city, because this city's name was one day forgotten by everyone, erased from history and from everyone's minds. And he's very obsessed with what happened to the city and what are the mysteries of it. One day, however, a troop of warriors from the city of Weep come to Laszlo's town in search of women and men who could help them with their pressing and final problem. And of course, Laszlo, for the first time in his life, does not pass the opportunity of making himself noticed and making himself be picked for these men and women who will travel to the city of Weep. I don't know if I forgot to mention, but I gave this book 4.75 stars. Then the final book that I finished, and yes, I know, it's the third but final book that I finished in April, and I haven't even finished it in April per se, but I am going to count it in April because I read the majority of it in April, and that is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Penn. I gave this book 4.5 stars, and it's another poetical and whimsical book. I don't know what was up with the month of April, but I feel like I read, a lot of books is a lot to say because there are only 2. But for me, a lot of books that were very whimsical. This is about a girl whose mother commits suicide and leaves behind, besides the hole in her heart, a note which has written on it, "I want you to remember," and the words are crossed out. Also, the girl named Lee receives a mystery package filled with objects that should not be there. From what I remember, those objects, or some of the objects, had been burned, and somehow, mysteriously though, they appear on her porch, and she gets this idea in her head that her mom turned into a bird, and she follows the bird to Taiwan, the country her mother is from, to finally meet her grandparents. Throughout the book, Lee is obsessed with finding the bird and talking to the bird, because this is her final chance of talking to her mother and finding out why she did all the things that she did. Why did she commit suicide? Why did she leave? And I remember me at the end of the vlog talking about this book, and I could not for the life of me utter more than 2 sentences without starting tearing up. I'm way better now. I still get a little emotional when I remember reading this book, but it's a book that I recommend to everyone. It's a very interesting and heartwarming story about memories and spending time with the people you love and valuing that over, the fact that it ended. So if you haven't managed to read or pick this one up yet, do it. Those were all the books that I managed to finish in the month of April, and now let me show you my hopefully TBR for the last 2 weeks of May. But yeah, I am an overachiever. What can I say about that? The first book that I want to read is volume 15 of Yona of the Dawn. This, however, I am not stressed about finishing, because I know that I am this far into it, by the way, but I know that if I just sit down with this volume in my hand, I will finish it in like an hour or so. And I will not be able to leave the bed, the chair, the sofa, or whatever I decide to sit on. If you've never read a manga volume and you don't know where to start, is the light going? If you've never read a manga volume and you don't know where to start, I am in no way able to give you advice, because I myself have not read a lot of different manga, but I highly recommend this one. This manga is about a princess who I would say is not prepared for battle at all. She has no awareness of what's going on in her kingdom. She has no awareness of what's going on in the kingdoms surrounding her kingdom. And one day, a guy that she has been friends with her entire life almost, and the guy she has a crush on, comes back to the palace to visit her, and somehow in the middle of the night she kind of finds him killing her father. From that moment on, she has to flee the palace in order to stay alive, and her closest friend and guard, Hawk, goes with her. Then the next 3 books on my list are actually rereads, and I'm only aiming for 3, even though there are 6 books in the series, because I know myself and that's impossible for me. Finishing so many books in so little time is, I know my limits, it's impossible. But those books are the first 3 books in the Shatter Me series. I feel like everyone and their mother know what these books are about. I did not necessarily plan on rereading them, but I don't think you can see it, but whatever. Trust me, I have Watch Me over here somewhere, and I want to read it, but I just realized that I remember almost nothing from these series other than I really liked them. And I'm going to reread this series with the lovely Natalie over Natalie Barona. I cannot wait to see her opinion about these, because she has never read these before, and I cannot wait to see my opinion of them, if it changed, if it didn't change. I have to be honest, I started reading the first one, Shatter Me, and I think I'm like 17 chapters in, and so far I cannot believe how annoying Warner was in this one. I know that this one was my favorite in the original trilogy. I do not know my ranking honestly. And I will do that after finishing all the 6 in the series. Because if someone asked me right now, rank the series, like from the book you like the most to the book you like the least, I have no idea. Maybe I will put this one in like the last place, but apart from that, I have no idea. Finally, in case I did not have enough books on my May TBR, I picked 2 more, but I am not aiming to read both of them. I just want to have a little bit of diversity, and I will just pick up the one that I am more inclined to read. And those books are Funny Story by Emily Henry and Imogen, obviously, by Becky Albertalli. To be honest, I do not know very much about these books. I only know that this is an adult romance and this is a YA romance, so depending on my mood, I will pick one of them up. I have read Happy Place by Emily Henry, and that was a book where I found out that miscommunication is not something that I really enjoy in books. But overall, I enjoyed that one and I want to give her another try. And when it comes to this book, I only know that Imogen, the main character, is an ally and that one of her friends might come out as queer. What books did I read? I read Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, The Upside of Unrequited, and Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. And I loved all of them. I loved how happy-go-lucky but also dealing with serious themes they were, and I'm hoping that this book will be the same. And that was it for my video. Thank you so much for watching. Wish me luck with my May TBR, and I promise I will try to make like the May wrap up and June TBR. I will try to do that on time, kind of. But again, if you're saying that this is too late, I don't know what you're talking about, okay? So again, thank you so much for watching. If you've read any of the books that I've mentioned, please let me know down below if you liked them or what you thought about them. And I will see you in another video soon. Bye!